Yeah, so recently I was having a discussion with some individuals. I believe one of my videos or whatnot, recent videos, talking about One Piece. You already know. And in this discussion, or discussions, I forget. I was talking about, you know, Conqueror's Haki a little bit because Haki, for the first and foremost, Haki's barely understood, barely, vaguely understood. I mean, look at we only know the basics, and we don't even really know the full extent of devil fruits. So it is what it is. When the time is right, we will explain. Now, individuals have different thoughts about the different forms of Haki. We already have Oda saying individuals will specialize in it, which makes sense. There are hints that there are multiple specifications for different types of users in the various Haki forms. Okay. Now, King of Lightning said that stated that through his view, observation Haki is the most complex form of Haki, from whether it be observation, Armin's Haki, or Conqueror's Haki, Conqueror's King's Haki, however you want to say it. I'll say this: it is not. Though he doesn't quite understand how observation Haki, like the whole thing of seemingly not being able to use, or not being as perceptive, as keen as other times, it makes sense to me. I'll explain it a bit. Armin's Haki, it seemed kind of complex, but again, not that complex. The most complex form of Haki is clearly Conqueror's Haki, for several reasons, which I'll get into. Now, I've already kind of talked about Armaments Haki in a video I've done, and the link will be in the description, where it deals with the question of Luffy full body Armaments Haki. Okay. Yeah, there will be specific, I believe in specific types. With observation Haki, it would make sense that individuals who aren't focused on certain things don't really use it. The only time we've seen Luffy use, there's been a couple of different instances as to the reasons that Luffy uses observation Haki. Number one, for dodging stuff. Just clean dodge and stuff. Number two, dodging attacks. Number two, sensing something amiss in the area, like he did with Caribou. And he's like, yeah, Sanji, Zoro, y'all sense a wild animal use? So understand that observation Haki, there's much to be explained upon. The same thing with Armin's Haki. Now with Conqueror's Haki, what we do know is, I'll leave you with the facts and we'll see where it leads. The fact is, it's 1 in either 1,000,000 or 1 in 10 million, I forget. Say it's 1 in 10 million. Then that means in 1,000,000,000 there are 10 people, and 7 billion has like 70 people. If it's once in 1,000,000, then that means, well, hold on, am I counts off? No, that would mean what? 1,000,000,000 would be 100 plus 700, and if it's 1,000,000, that's like 7,000 people. Still, that's not a lot of population, okay? But that means there's a boatload of Conquerors Haki users. Now Don Chinjiao voices this. He tells Luffy this. And then right before their clash, he tells Luffy, and the Caesar head littered with Conqueror's Haki users. Now we also know that Conqueror's Haki is the will of somebody. Now there's this discussion about the whole spirit concept with the Armin's Haki, which I don't completely buy, but it is what it is. But Conqueror's Haki is your will, and they say every big name has Conqueror's Haki. Now we have yet to see any Marine have Conqueror's Haki as far as I'm aware. And Conqueror's Haki, it's interesting. Because I was talking to somebody, and I'll get more into the link in a bit. I mean, more into the will aspect of it. But I was talking to a dude, and I was like, yeah, there's got to be a link between Conqueror's Haki. And he was trying to give it like shallowly, saying, oh, it's not that important. So, yes, it is. Because only certain individuals have Conqueror's Haki, and they actually have to unlock it. And once they do, you can train it. But you can't train it without having it. Okay? So there's things to consider, you know what I'm saying? How do people get it? Why do certain individuals have it and why do not others? And this and that. So, now with Conqueror's Haki, think about the concept of the will. The will of a king. King's will. Okay. Now, people get this twisted as to why some don't believe Zoro can have Conqueror's Haki. I say yes, he can. Think about will. Zoro is said to intimidate people. You know, some people think he should be a captain. Zoro, he's one of only 2 supernovas who are actually not captains. And one of only 2 that are non-devil fruits, is that correct? Possibly. When you think about it, sorry. Why couldn't his will be intimidated? The whole knockdown, selective knockdown, that's coordinated. That's only one ability we've seen. We've seen clashes of Conqueror's Haki, and it expands the whole thing with Armament's Haki. It split the sky, okay? We've seen that Armament's Haki can damage because Shanks just leaked, red hair Shanks just leaked Armament's Haki, and it was damaging the Moby Dick. We see that, there's a potential that it has effect on the environment, on the weather. And no, I do not believe Monkey D. Dragon has a devil fruit, but I do believe his Conqueror's Haki is at such a point where he can manipulate the weather, or the weather is affected by his Conqueror's Haki. Because if you think about it, it's will. If you have such a demanding will, who says you can't affect nature itself? So think about it. It's like kind of different but similar to how in Toriko, the whole, the vortex of kings, okay, to where things around it are drawn in and affected. Now when you look at and I did sort of a video sometime last year, I talked about some kind of characteristics, common characteristics of Conqueror's Haki. You look at charisma, protection of crew, there's a few elements like that. It's trying to find a line, a connector, or common ground between all the Conqueror's King's users at this point, and then kind of come to what shall I say, a theory, a prediction, a understanding of Conqueror's Haki. Now, of course, we have, and I'm only going to deal with those who are known, not those who possibly have. We have Monkey D. Luffy. Okay. When does he unlock it? He unleashes it actually against the Boa sisters for the first time, I believe. And the fact is, it's like by that point, Luffy had gone to the next level. Okay. We also look at individuals. Boa Hancock has Conqueror's Haki. We have Whitebeard Edward Newgate, Firefish Police DH, Kevin Demon Don Quixote do Flamingo. Who else? That's Conqueror's Haki that we know. Don Chinjao. Who else? Of course, red-haired Shanks. Trying to remember. But anyways, these different individuals, you look at them. Look at Luffy's will. Look at his presence and his charisma. You remember what Dracula Hawkeye Mihawk said in Marine Ford? He said that talking about Luffy, this man has the most dangerous ability. He can create allies out of both friends and foes. Luffy does what he wants, when he wants to, how he wants to. It's a freedom-loving pirate. You look at Whitebeard. Whitebeard roamed the seas for decades. He was the second most, as far as we know, he's the second, he's been, of course, Blackbeard, not Blackbeard, Goldie Roger had it, Dark King Silver's Raid had it. Whitebeard roamed the seas as the second most powerful, and then what's got the term, they got the top strongest man alive, okay? Whitebeard, his whole thing with the family, he arguably had the largest empire of all the Yonko. Okay. When you look at Rayleigh is a vice captain of the Roger Pirates. He's said to be a king in his own right. Boa Hancock, she's an emperor. She's a queen. She's the queen of Amazon Lily. Okay. Don Chinjiao is the leader of the Hopper Navy. Goldie Roger is a pirate king. See something interesting. Don Quixote Doflamingo is the king of Dressrosa and also a very powerful pirate, and comes from lineage. Positions of power, major positions of influence. Look at red-haired Shanks. Okay. Conqueror's Haki is the will of domination, but not necessarily domination in its normal sense. But the fact is that your will is so strong that the world around you is affected by your presence. That comes in charisma. That comes in your activities. It's like, the pace. While getting caught up in Luffy's pace. Luffy, like I said, he does what he wants to, even unintentionally. Okay? Like, it's just the presence, the aura that they give off is so demanding on another person's words, that if that person is weak, that person can't stand in the presence of someone so magnificent, some Sinbad status, or some my thoughts on Conqueror's Haki to this point are quite simple. The expansion of Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki gives you an advantage, a huge advantage, over those who do not have Conqueror's Haki. Okay? It's the will of domination. It's the will, it's something within you that takes you to a whole different level. It's your very being. You're special. Okay? Your ambition. But it's more than just that. There's a reason behind your ambition. Okay? There's a connection with others and your impact on others. For example, I don't see Buggy the Clown having it because he doesn't. Others have faith in you, like they place your faith in you. You're a natural born leader. Every single one of those who have Conqueror's Haki is a natural born leader. And they're powerful. They train themselves. It's not a joke to them. It's a devotion to a certain ideology. Like every one of them are solidified in their ideology, and their each's effect is quite different. And it was questioning at this point. It's still questioning whether Cavendish has Conqueror's Haki or not. Because you look at Boa Hancock and her effect on men, and even women as well, with her beauty. You look at Luffy with his own will. It impresses on people. You look at Doflamingo with his charisma. You look at Don Chinjiao with his age, or like just his prowess. You look at Shanks. Shanks comes in there when, you know, it's his demeanor. His demeanor, when his serious demeanor, he's about business. Who else? Rayleigh's other self, I call it, because I did make a video, and I'll drop that in the description below as well, that dealt with the darkness of the New World, and focus on how Dark King Silver's likely got his title of Dark King. When I look at Conqueror's Haki, there's so much more to it than what we've been investing in. People just are not seeing it. You understand what I'm saying? It'll get to the point where, and we'll see this clash between, and somebody's right, we'll see the clash between Luffy and Doflamingo soon enough. And when they clash, I think it will disrupt Dressrosa itself, because remember, if, I hate to be a spoiler, but Admiral Fujitora, he says, if you two clash, I'll hook you up, because if you two clash, you will destroy Dressrosa. And the thing about it is, they will destroy Dressrosa. Straw Hat Luffy, like, that can't just because of their fighting. Conqueror's Haki, like, it's two kings squaring off. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, their very essence, their very will, you could say the spirit, they're clashing. And instead of it just being, just simple fighting spirit, it goes far, well beyond that. You know what I'm saying? It's your essence clashing with another's essence for a battle of domination. And yo, that's something serious. And it will get to the point where those who dominate more, have an edge. Like, just throwing your presence against another, and it'll debilitate them, or it will nullify some of the person's ability. It's like if from sports, certain individuals intimidate another, where they're physically not as potent as they normally are. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm expecting such from Conqueror's Haki. And who knows what else, it will manifest itself in. For all we know, one may be able to use nature itself. I'm not talking about some dope food. I'm saying maybe, the air can be used as a shield, or water can become, waves can be just because, you use your Conqueror's Haki, you make tidal waves. Maybe you can create lightning and light, thunder clouds, thunderstorms. Because I believe that with Dragon, maybe you can, produce earthquakes. Who knows where it will go? But anyways, maybe you can even do some sort of alchemy. I'm just saying, create elements. That would be interesting. Unexpected one. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on Conqueror's Haki. I want to know, what do you people have to say about this? Where do you see this going? Where do you see Ichiro Oda taking this? And yeah, man. Alright, y'all. Till next time. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.